morning. Thank you for tuning in to Your Come Up. If this is your first time here, you know what to do. Don't be stingy. Hit that like and subscribe button and the bell notification so you don't miss your come up. Today we're going to have a conversation with Marc about social media and things and stuff like that. Morning, Marc. How you doing today?
Good morning. Pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
No, thanks for coming, my man.
Of course.
Thank you. Marc, for the people that don't know who you are, even though I was told a lot of people know who you are.
I don't know if that's good or bad, but
well, we'll let them be the judge.
We'll see.
In 60 seconds or less, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so my name's Marc Middleton. I'm the director of marketing and public relations for Pocial. We specialize in understanding the value of your digital presence. That's usually one of the first questions I ask potential clients or clients in general. What is that value of your digital presence? We've built proprietary technology that kind of sets us aside and puts us in the forefront of the digital and technology space. And so with that, we've been able to be very efficient, super focused, and effective with any size budget a client may or may not have. We have them on the very low end to the very high end. So whatever your budget is, we're able to find a strategy with that using the software and the technology we've built over the last 7 or 8 years. So
that's awesome, man. Let me check if that stuff is rolling real quick before we go too deep into it. Digitally speaking, that's important because in this day and age, especially now with this stupid Rona that I wish we could Rona sooner, right. You got to have more of a digital presence now. And I imagine more companies are coming to you like, hey, we got to clean up our digital act, so to speak. My next question for you is, what are individuals and or businesses not doing to boost their exposure?
One of the first questions I ask clients or potential clients is, what's the value of your digital presence? And what I mean by that is, are you running digital ads? Are you on social? Are you running TV commercials, OTT, CTV, all these different things? And is that messaging consistent across every platform? A lot of times I see people with one message on social media that isn't the same as the commercial they're running, while feeding everybody into their website with 2 different messages linking to one site calling for different things. So what we do is we provide call to action tools. So when you're posting on social media, is it consistent across all the major platforms of Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, TikTok? If they have any of those, you could go all day. Everything digitally is about user experience, user flow, connection. If I'm asking you to do something and you go to my website and it's not clear that what I asked you on the social post is the same message in my website, you lose the follower, you lose the view, you lose the potential customer. Right. For example, one of our clients wanted to push out delivery. So we were posting across all the social platforms, free delivery within this radius, click here. When they click there, it doesn't take them to the homepage. It drops them off at the Order Now button in their website. And so it's very clear messaging of, I told you to do something. When you clicked on it, you're at what I told you to do, not at the homepage, then you have to find it. I lost you. It's providing that concise message, that holistic approach that not everything is siloed. Your messaging on Instagram should mirror your messaging on Facebook. They don't have to be the same post. You don't have to always copy and paste the same picture, the same text. I'm not going to tell you on Instagram, go order takeout, and then tell you on Facebook, come in and see us. They're counterproductive of each other. So it's that holistic approach of what I'm asking you to do, where I drop you off, creating that user experience and telling that story of connecting with the user. So yeah, we've been successful with being able to move some of the TV money as everybody kind of cuts the cord, things like that. Make sure all the messaging is concise across the connected TVs, the OTT, social media, and their digital ads. And we've been able to yield a pretty good success rate with that. Some clients were seeing about 10 times the industry standards. We built some proprietary technology that uses standard deviation algorithms without going down the rabbit hole of what all that means and entails. Basically, I can better understand who you are, what you're interested in, because we just ask. A lot of times people click on something or see an ad and they're not really sure why they're targeted, cookie tracking, all these different things. We just ask you. you know, are you interested in happy hour, appetizers, dinner, you know? And then instead of sending somebody who's interested in happy hour a dinner enticement, we have happy hour coming up this day. You know, it's kind of that simple, but
True.
we're able to target lookalikes using that information. So within the digital ads, we understand who they are, where they're coming from, but then we capture them in our own database, which, you know, is in turn our client's database, so that we can understand all the, you know, general information, their gender, location, email, age, and name. The data breaks out into males 25 to 34, you know, like takeout, while males 35 to 44 prefer a sit-down dinner. And so instead of funneling that information into one big one and just having a bunch of jumbled spreadsheet Excel info, it breaks it out into useful information so we can start being effective and efficient with how we target and who we target. People get caught up in impressions, and they're great, but it depends on what your goal is. The goal as the business
Click
is.
through, yeah.
Right? But it depends too, because if you want awareness, then you do want the impressions. You want mass exposure. But if your main goal is to bring people in the door, then yeah, click-through is going to be a little bit more effective for you. And we always look at it as, do you want to target, say, I got 100,000 impressions, but only 2 people walk through the door? Or with our model, we can say only 100 people saw your ad, but we got 85 of them to come through the door. You know, which one's higher?
Love the 85 one.
Yeah, the 85 starts turning into dollars, while the, you know, you can say, sweet, I got a bunch of eyeballs, but where did that ROI come from? What does that equate to for me as a business?
Yeah, that's just like setting up a store on the freeway. All these cars are passing but not coming in.
Exactly.
So no, we want the click-through.
Yeah.
At least I would think so.
No, it's different for everybody, and that's kind of the approach we take. Is a lot of times I see a lot of people do kind of the one-size-fits-all approach. It's like, all right, we've seen this be successful with X, so it has to be successful for Y. But they're in different sales cycles or different funnels of where their business is at as a whole.
Right.
So the same approach doesn't always equate. And so the way we look at it is the whole, like I said, the holistic approach of it's not a one-size-fits-all. Budgets are different, your goals are different. So we kind of take all that into effect, and then you know, best figure out how we want to utilize you know, the placements, the social posts, etc. within the given budget.
There you go. Instagram. And what's funny, in my opinion, with Instagram, I felt Instagram was about to take over the whole social media world. And then TikTok kind of said, well, nah, we're the new kids on the block.
Yeah.
But at least they got the finances to, okay, we'll give you a run for your money, TikTok. So now with Instagram Reels, and Instagram is still relevant, what are 3 strategies that an individual or business can use to grow on Instagram that you can shed a light on?
Like you said, TikTok kind of took the world by storm because it took some of the Instagram lifestyle out of the focus, and it brought real people, real stories to the forefront. Oh yeah. And that's what people I've
and all of our senses got engaged with TikTok.
Everybody got tired of the, you know, hey, you see influencers, they can pay to be on sets where it looks like they're on in an airplane, you know, going on some big vacation. Right. When realistically, they just paid, you know, a chunk of change, took some photos, and then all of a sudden they're famous. It's that Instagram lifestyle mentality that I think everybody got tired of, and where TikTok finally took over was it's not the glitz and glamour, it's just fun, it's loose, it's real, it's authentic.
Funny, it's
right? And it gives the people the ability to be their own, and I think that's one of the biggest strategies that people lose focus on Instagram, because Reels came in. You know, a lot of people don't take advantage of those enough, and being Instagram's newest feature, they obviously populate it more. They want, you know, the more real looks, the more they compete against TikTok.
Oh, for sure.
So I think utilizing Reels, being able to optimize your profiles because they're more searchable now, things like that, and you know, it's all the things you can you know, Google yourself if you want. But again, that's where I kind of go back to our approach of, if your messaging is different than what your goals are, you're not going to hit your goals. It's being able to have that foresight of, all right, we're here, we want to get here, how do we merge that gap? It's planning out the future. It's not just throwing a photo or putting a quick video together. Too often I see a lot of businesses say, well, my son or my cousin or whoever is tech savvy and they're into the social media scene, so I'm just gonna have them do it because it doesn't cost any money. I built a career off doing this type of thing because I understand how to take that approach and what's good and bad for your business. Just having your high school son or his friends or whoever it may be, post certain things just because they know how to do it doesn't mean it's effective for your brand. And a lot of times I see it actually does a lot of harm because the connection between what you're telling them and what you actually want them to do kind of cut the ties, I guess. It's having the ability to have that concise message across every platform, across Instagram, Facebook, and again, that user experience, that user flow. What are you having them do? Where are they going? And is that messaging consistent across the board?
For example, let's say if their Instagram name is The Hungry Jedi, but their Facebook name is The Food Jedi.
Yeah.
It's like, wait a minute, I know it's the same person, but the name is, okay.
Yep.
One thing I've learned about doing my own social media, that is a job right there. And if you're a business owner, you don't have the time. You rather work on your business or within your business than the social media. You said some tips on how to optimize the bio.
Say you're a restaurant, they're searching for food. Where do you populate? It's very similar with your Instagram bios now, where you can put certain keywords that'll make you searchable in the results if people type certain things.
Like if you're a steakhouse and put steak?
Steakhouse, and steakhouse, different things. You can utilize hashtags even. Now you can actually optimize your bios to be found much like SEO.
Right. Yeah, I put in my bio YouTube, Nathen Hache, under like the category I just put author since, wrote a few books. If you haven't noticed. There's so many platforms out there, you know, and for me, my favorites that I tend to focus on are Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok.
Yep.
I don't mind being on camera, while others, I mean, let's say if they're cooks, I don't know if you have any restaurants as clients, maybe Pinterest and Facebook.
Yep.
Definitely Instagram.
Yeah.
And if they can have the time to make a TikTok is good for chefs.
Yeah.
So I'm sure as part of your job, you're figuring out what platform suits this brand best. Yep. And not all platforms are one size fit all too.
Yep. Exactly. For certain clients, there's different, you see people put link in bio and things like that. That's not even a one size fits all.
Right.
For some clients, I use Linktree because it's more of a storyboard. For link in bio, it's more of a specific purpose. It's just figuring out what story you're telling, what your goal is, and just figuring out what little bit of each platform I can utilize to be most effective and efficient. And especially with COVID coming into play, has really taken.
COVID's a bum. It needs to go.
Oh, yeah. All the more reason to shift into the digital focus and. What better time to hit people than when they're all stuck sitting on the couch?
Hey, no debate on you with that one, brother. No debate. Whether you're a business or individual, what are some proven social media tips and tricks?
Hire an expert.
Preferably Pocial, right?
Right? Yeah. I mean, I'll leave some business cards on screen or something. No, if everybody could do it, certain people wouldn't have jobs. It's the tips and the tricks are the things you learn as you grow your career in the field. Don't silo your presence. If you look at them all individually, you're missing that holistic approach that sends that user, that connects to that user, that follower, that gets them from just, oh, I know this page to they're an actual client. Right. I see them come into the store. Oh, it's that taking the extra time to interact with people who comment or like your things, learn who is interacting with your page. At the end of the day, it's a journey. Where are you starting? What's your goal? How do you merge that gap? And what are the steps you're taking along the way? It's creating a marketing plan, a business plan. It's the same approach to your digital space. It's that same journey. What is the user experience? What's the user flow? What's my start? What's my goal? And how do we take them on that journey and how do we go on it together? Okay. And it's being able to create that picture through every platform. that really starts to be effective and what we've really seen start driving dollars through the door. Even given COVID, we've seen spikes in certain aspects of our clients' businesses because we're able to create that experience, create that flow, that journey to meet what their goal is at the end of the day.
Okay. I'm just curious, does Pocial manage any social media influencers, or are you guys more like individual small businesses?
More businesses.
Okay.
We have hotels, restaurants, jewelers, you name it.
Jewels are cool.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, we've created.
You can pay me in a Rolex watch, please.
Right? We've created. I mean, we do it from websites to you name it, and that's actually a lot of what we see. We'll take a client on for their social media, but it's hard for the messaging and what their goals are to increase their, I guess, user flow to their website where we capture them, because their website's obsolete or outdated. And so what we've seen is once we kind of sign a social client or a web client, we end up getting the other side of their business, because it really is that painting the picture, that holistic approach. It just takes time too.
It does.
It's just being consistent within your messaging and what your goals are and staying true to it. You're not going to see overnight success.
No,
Social media takes a long time.
It does.
Especially if you do it organically. Facebook groups, LinkedIn, you can interact with popular posts, different ways like that, so that people start seeing your profile pop up more and more and more. And one of the ones I always kind of laugh at is Slim Jim on Instagram. I saw that page one day and I was like, this is
cringe.
Yeah, I'm like, well, I'm like, Slim Jim
Not back
really
then,
is like all over all these things. I'm like, why do I keep seeing Slim Jim? And their comments weren't always I wouldn't be like, go home and show your kids. Like, but I saw them everywhere. And all of a sudden I saw that page grow from 10,000 to 45,000. They were just consistent across all the major platforms. Every major page or post that has a ton of engagements, a ton of followers, they were involved with it. They were commenting on it, getting people to comment back. They were interacting with people that commented with them. But it takes time.
It does.
Sometimes it's you inch along, and then sometimes it'll explode. But it's just being able to have the foresight, the understanding that it's not going to happen overnight.
That's right.
You may think you're an expert, but there's a lot of different things that go into it. It'd be wise to consult.
It's true. I'll give one example. Let's say YouTube. You can make the best, greatest video, 5, 10, 15-minute video, whatever the subject may be, but it's all about the thumbnail. And I've been learning it, tweaking it, fine-tuning it, testing different methods out. Do you do the silly, stupid expression? Do you do this? What colors pop? Making a thumbnail for YouTube is like the grocery store. There's all this food here. Every food's gonna get picked on or by somebody. But so no, it's kind of like that. It does take time. Yeah. Eventually, if you're consistent with it, it will happen. But as some individuals who have day jobs or using social media for their side hustles, or business owners that don't have the time to analyze the data because I'm too busy analyzing my P&Ls and employee matters. No, it's a whole different beast.
Well, and like you said, you bring up a good point with the thumbnail. My goal is when you're scrolling through Instagram, I get you to stop at my client's page or my page or whoever's page. How do you do that? Sometimes it's a witty picture. Sometimes it's, big bold letters to start your caption. It's what can get the person to stop from scrolling past it like it's just an ordinary post.
Colors are important too.
Yeah.
I mean, red, it stops you right there in your track. But like you said, depends what market. Are they a restaurant? Are they a author? Are they, an influencer, actor, actress, news anchor? It just depends. So it all has to fit within that brand.
And then, what was the other one? Blanked out for a second.
I offered you coffee earlier.
I know, right? But no, it's such a tricky world because it changes so fast. If you're doing TV commercials, you can't change it every 30 seconds.
No, you can't.
You can on social media.
True.
It's your first point of contact. It's immediate, right now, what do I want to tell you and what do I want you to do? It's never just me doing something. It's an entire team of understanding what the next phase of...
Well, you need a team in this. Yeah.
change is too quick. I focus a lot on the social media side. We have a website, we have a development side. It's, but we all communicate and talk together. And if you don't have that communication, your messaging tends to get lost. You're siloing each individual thing, and it creates brand confusion. Today I was talking to somebody, and they said they saw on Instagram a photo of food that looked amazing. He clicked on their website to go order it. Where it sent them, it said click here. Couldn't find it. Couldn't find it.
Now I'm hungry, I'm pissed.
Right. And it drove him away from the business. He's like, I'm not going back. He goes, I ended up getting fast food, going home, and he goes, they lost my business.
I'll be pissed if it's like a perfectly like shown smoked baby back rib with like the cheesiest mac and cheese, and you take me to a page of cauliflower. No.
He was like, I looked at their menu, wasn't even on the menu. So they clearly had somebody that didn't know what their plan or their goals were posting for them, that they just weren't having that communication. You know, a company like us come in, we have a big team where we're always bouncing ideas, communicating, making sure this ad is meeting this messaging on Instagram, that's meeting this message on TV, and then it all combines into their website, which is where we just capture them, hold them, and start building out that database and that user flow for retargeting and repurposing, different ideas and different campaigns.
How do you turn your followers into clients? That's probably an hour answer right there, but
we're gonna need some of these books. No, I mean, it's being consistent, being concise, being engaging. It's a lot of these things. Obviously, you can type in Google, but it's the back end that people don't see or understand. Understanding what the algorithms are telling you. It's understanding that if I post at this certain time, I'm going to probably see a 2 to 3% or 2 to 3x increase in my engagements. It's understanding that if I post, this video and people are interacting with it, am I going and interacting back? If they're going to my profile, how am I capturing them with other useful content? If they click on my website, what am I having them do? It's just understanding everything you do in the digital space needs to have a purpose. You can have fun with it. That doesn't mean it needs to be this big corporate, this is the way we do it.
Oh no.
I post memes, all, GIFs, all sorts of stuff.
Oh yeah, I love those.
But it's because I understand the following enjoys some of that. And it's not everyday content, every couple weeks, once a month even. But it's mixing up the style of content, the time that you post the content, being consistent, that you're not taking 2 weeks off and then coming back for 7 straight days. You have to have a rhyme, a reason, and a purpose across every digital space.
You do.
And once people start following that and seeing that, it goes, like I said, it takes them on that journey. It's that user flow, that user experience. They start seeing you, they start recognizing you, they start following you. You've connected with them. It's being consistent, concise, and effective with your messaging. Having the purpose, having the rhyme and reason, because that's what connects us at the end of the day as humans.
Your story. What's your story?
I don't connect with your story, I'm probably not going to connect with you as from individual to business. Stay consistent and concise with what your end goal is, and people will start finding you and following you.
There you go. There was a YouTube video I saw not too long ago with Ryan Pineda. He's a real estate investor, but former baseball player, not major leagues. And he told the story, hey, I was only making like $1,000, $1,700 a month playing this league of baseball. Then I got cut, and I got my real estate license during the baseball season. But I just didn't know what I was going to do afterwards. And I saw this infomercial or commercial about flipping real estate. I'm like, no. I guess he took a leap of faith, maxed out his credit cards, made 25 grand with that flip. And then he launched his own real estate firm, real estate investment course, wrote a book on flipping your dreams, on how to house flip. And he built a major social media following with that. People always want to know what the heck is your story, because you just came out of nowhere.
They followed his journey, his story.
Exactly. I told my story in my books, and one thing I do with my email list is kind of like the jab, 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 knock them out approach, where email, I'll give you value on, let's say a certain scripture in the Bible or something, or value, hey, this is my experience, and this time, an event happened in my life, a divorce, but it led to this. But this is what I learned from it. And then by the third or fourth email, hey, here's my book. It's out. Love for you guys to check it out, support it.
Yeah.
Then by that time, you're like, okay, you gave us some value. We'll give you something.
Yeah.
And I think if you give enough value in the beginning, in turn, when, who knows, you just, like you said, consistent, just keep on that grind, people will find a way to repay you back for that value you've given. You're sweating a little bit. No, I'm just saying.
You hit the nail on the head. Taking somebody on that journey with you. And if you can't understand what your end goal is, it's hard to get started.
True.
Then you're just kind of skipping stones and throwing things at the wall to see what sticks. It's being able to almost storyboard it.
Right. Understand
we're here, here's where we want to go, how do we merge the gap? And like you said, it really is just creating that story, that journey. It's, especially once you capture somebody in the beginning and they're connected, you have to be consistent with it.
Oh yeah.
You can't just fall off and expect them to follow you. If you fall off, they fall off.
Exactly.
It really is just understanding of what your business is, what you're trying to do, and just portraying that story. People, like I said, people get tired of the Instagram lifestyle stuff, and I think that's where TikTok made their big blow is
give you something authentic.
Yeah, you can be you.
Yeah.
It's fine to be goofy. It's fine to show flaws. It's fine to, do whatever. But if it's you and I can connect with it, it's real.
Right.
So I think that's what a lot of people lose just in their digital presence as a whole is, what their journey is and how do you portray that journey to connect with, a consumer.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
No problem. I'll put Marc's contact information in the description. Thank you again, you guys, for watching your come up. Tune in next time, and today's episode was sponsored by Yapix Web Design and Graphics. Until next time.